What's up, everybody? Welcome to another post-game live episode of Washed Up. We have three fantastic guests here with us, and we're missing one of our co-hosts, which honestly probably makes the show a little bit better. What do you guys think?
Agreed. He talks all the time.
There's no question.
Yeah, nobody gets in any words. We just kind of sit there and smile, look pretty. That's how it goes with Eric. But we have Kyle Davis, Nick Emery, Evan Troy, some of the Boston boys, if you will, here to talk about BYU's solid win over Pacific. Anytime you play Pacific, I think there's always some type of I don't even know. Pacific just makes things ugly always, and so it's nice when you can walk away with a 36-point win. Well, guys, appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Let's dive right into it. Let's start off with just a one-word gut reaction. Ev, you want to start us off on that?
Thinking of one word. You're supposed to give us like a precursor to this so we can come prepared so we don't look like idiots online.
Yeah, you know that's coming though. You know the one.
I didn't know it was coming. Let's see. I think we said gutsy last time, so I'll stay away from that. Dominant, I guess. I'll say that. Like with the press and kind of the way we did it, it almost seemed like an AAU game where like the better team was just like, all right, let's just press these guys and take the ball away from them and then win. They made a little run there in the second half, but I thought, I don't know, overall we were pretty dominant on the boards, turnover battle, in the paint, 3-point. It was kind of all around BYU on top.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I was pleased to see how obviously Pacific is not like the caliber of teams that we have been playing, but I was happy to see, them kind of make a little run. I mean, we're up 20 plus at half and they cut it to 9. That's where things could really get tight. And I feel like we've just continued to like stay poised in those moments, which is a sign of like a mature team. When teams make runs like that, it's easy to start pointing fingers or easy to fold. And it never felt like that at all. It was just like, oh, we got this.
There's also a little bit of like trash talking too, which I liked, had like a little bit of an edge to it. Like we all know how these Christmas break games are kind of. It's not Christmas break just yet, but it sometimes gives off like that type of vibe towards the end of the year. All the students go home. It can kind of get dead in there a little bit. So I was happy to see that like we had a bit of chippiness to us and we were like talking back to the other guys and finished it out strong. So I was impressed.
It was sold out, no?
I don't know if it was sold out or not. I'm just saying I was impressed by how we did, how the crowd was, how everything was. It just seemed like we responded well for a game that historically is not usually our strong suit.
It's fair.
Rebel described it as a lively crowd.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know exactly when finals are. I would guess they probably end this week, Monday, Tuesday,
I think
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, Ev, you're right. These Christmas break games, it's never really like a big name team. And so those games are always a little bit dangerous. But yeah, it seemed like, I mean, it's good to hear it was a lively crowd. And it just seemed like, I don't know, everyone's still pumped. Everyone's still excited. I guess we'll see on Friday if that continues.
Let me say, I have like a bone to pick. Everybody always says it's sold out. You can always find tickets for essentially any event on like SeatGeek and stuff like that. So when people say it's sold out, I don't really know if it actually is.
Yeah, people can sell.
Like when we were in Boston, they said sold out. There were seats at the top, like there, and you could go on SeatGeek and buy one right now for it. Like it just. But I like it. I like our fans showing. I'll say that. I love how our fans always show out. I bet the Rock was sold out. I mean, I'm sure that was full.
Well, that was one thing about BYU is you're always going to get fans wherever you're at, but especially at home. I mean, even if the Rock wasn't sold out, you're always getting fans at the game. So I had a buddy there that sent me a couple pictures, and it looked sold out. So
sold out of.
Do you guys remember
We'll have
when
to
we'd
see.
go to Pacific and you'd get like 5,000 BYU fans and they'd be booing Pacific during their starting lineups? Like that was always incredible about the WCC.
That place probably held what, like
6,000?
six
Yeah.
or 7,000, and like it was usually pretty full of just BYU fans.
Just BYU fans.
And it's like the rattiest gym ever. It is just, it's the worst gym ever.
The worst gym, and those fans are just like so annoying. Just
They are.
like chirping at the bench when they're down 15, and like
Like a $20 courtside ticket, and they're just
oh my God.
drunk. You guys suck. Go back to Utah.
Well, it's one of those things that like just describes Pacific basketball in general, that they're just like gritty, that they play freaking hard, you know, like being from
Totally.
Stockton, California, and you guys have been there. It's not anything special, but
yeah,
I've never been back.
I've never
Yeah, Stockton's not a place that you're heading there for vacation. No, that place, I don't know if there's anything else to do, and so a Pacific basketball game is probably one of the more fun and exciting things. And then you show up and there's
just how hard those guys play, you know, and they were talking about their coach being like the most winningest coach in Canada basketball. Like somehow, I mean, still Sotomayor was the coach when we played.
Yeah.
Somehow they get good coaches in there, and I mean, for the first half, they Pacific made that comeback in the second half. There got it to single digits, but man, those guys just played tough. But I thought BYU obviously fought back.
Yeah, no, it's true. All right, Nick, let's go. Give me your one word.
I just like the word grit, man. These guys are tough. I obviously like to start the game. Our offense was really slow, and obviously their offense was really slow too. But we just find a way, and I love KY and his coaching philosophy, because there were lineups in there that he hadn't played all year, right? I think you had Keita and Mboop in there at the same time for 4 minutes straight, which that has never happened, you know. And then I love how Marus obviously shot the ball really well tonight, but man, it's just they figure out a way to win. They get the right lineups in the game, depending on momentum, and they just figure it out. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's true. I think KY is probably trying to be a little strategic about that, I would guess, at least for these next few games, where it's like I gotta toy around with a bunch of different things and figure out what's gonna work, what's not gonna work.
What do you think about that lineup? Do you think he can play Keba and Boop at the same time?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's his true position. His true position is definitely not a 5 man.
And
Yeah,
can you do it with the big three and then, you know, AJ, Wright, Saunders, and then Boop and Kaba? Like, could that work against a Houston? Is he prepping for a big physical Big 12 team with that?
You know what, Katie? I'll be honest. The Mboop at the end actually had some drives there and shot a 3 that I was like,
Yeah.
shoot, I haven't seen that all year, you know? So there might be something to that
yeah,
KY
I-
should figure out, like, hey, be more aggressive. You know, we need you out there.
totally. I do think Hadim is like a probably more of a 4, you know. And I bet they are trying to figure out ways to get him in that spot. He will have to prove that he can put the ball in the basket. That like if he can do that at any capacity, like if he's 30+% from 3, I think he will see more minutes at that 4, which is going to increase his minutes in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that he shot 3 times tonight. That's not a ton. And 1 3, obviously that was good looking, but I would like to see that. We've been talking about that a lot, you know, with these games coming up, is like, I want these bench guys to just find a way to get into rhythms, like just shoot the ball, look to be aggressive. I think these are great times to like figure that stuff out heading into league. I would love it, because I think Hadim is an effort guy. I mean, he always gets 6 rebounds. He had 6 again tonight. It is actually wild. He probably has how many games have we played now? 11. I bet you like 8 of those games he has 6 rebounds.
And he's doing it on limited minutes. Like the the per minute rebounding is really impressive.
Yeah,
His motor's insane.
his motor is.
He is going to be incredible next year too. Like the steps I think we'll see him take will be Richie-esque. Maybe he won't be like a all conference Big 12 guy, but his improvement will just continue to skyrocket as he learns the game.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Katie, let's go. Give us your one word.
Mine was kind of along the lines of Nick. It was scrappy, but I'll switch it up and say suspect. That was hilarious when KY said that at the break.
Good.
And the way he said it with like almost a smirk was hilarious. It was suspect. That offense during the first half was not fun to watch, but like we've seen every single game, KY is like an unbelievable second half coach. Whatever he's doing, whatever, him and his staff put together, it seems to work every single time. Like we have not had a bad second half all year. And so this guy can take suspect situations and make them really awesome. And I continually am very, very impressed with that. It's fun to watch.
Do you guys think that's more of like just second half adjustments, or do you think that's guys just like getting into a rhythm, or like just nailing their focus down a little bit more? Like
in a
do you think
game
those
like
are big
this,
adjustments, or what do you think that is?
like in a game against Pacific, we're just better than them. So if we just start making shots, but like go back to some of our really like more challenging Power 4 opponents, like we were there at Connecticut, against Clemson, against Dayton. Like there is something to be said about what he's scheming up, because he comes out and the offense just starts to flow.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Like as I was watching this game today, I was like, man, just the faster we play. I feel like he made that adjustment last year throughout the season. That was like, it just felt like all our shots were just hard at the beginning of the year. And then they just started to play fast, and you were getting open looks for Trev and Richie and those guys. And I heard Spencer say it in one of the media timeouts or whatever, but KY was like, guys, our pace needs to get better, and was just basically looking at Rob like, make our pace better. Like we got to figure this out. And just when we play fast, I feel like it does start on the defensive end when we defend and get stops. But then when we push and we get out and run and share the ball and get our shooters just in rhythm, easy looks, we are just so much more deadly and so much harder to guard, just because we have the right pieces to make shots like that in transition.
No, and that's what I was going to say in the first half. That's what I loved, is we pushed the ball and we got in transition, and exactly what you said, Tej. We got wide open shots, and I think that we hadn't seen that much attack early on in a game, and I think it just kind of gets the flow. We're a little out of control, in some of the drives that we had in the first half, but
yeah.
Honestly, like they adjusted in the second half, moved the ball around, and then it was just wide open shots,
Yeah. We do need to improve our first halves overall, because against the really good teams, we have to be elite out the gates if we're looking to beat those types of teams,
That was my thought too, but I mean, you look at UConn and we still had a chance. Like we didn't.
No, I know, but we lost, right?
No, we did. We did. That's true.
We can just rely on the Clemson comeback.
The good teams, that's what's
that Clemson comeback. No, the UConn game, I mean, down 20, came back, obviously made second half adjustments, but a lot of that too, I don't know if you guys noticed, like when the game's going, you can just watch KY sometimes, because a play will happen and he'll point to like Justin Hamilton, Charles, and Nate behind the bench, like, hey, mark that, So it's almost like one of those things I really want to know is, are they going in and they're watching film? Because when we were playing, it was just,
different rules.
Talk to us, but like, are they actually showing clips to the guys?
Yeah, they can clip it now.
They can clip it now. So it would be really interesting to just like, what adjustments are they making? Like, it's always interesting the plays that he's pointing and saying, hey, I want to watch that defensive.
Yeah. And I feel like all those things are not like big things on the stat sheet, so to speak. I don't feel like those are like, oh, we like made a 3 off of this play, like mark that down. Like that
like
was
a theme.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's like we shifted a defensive scheme, and we decided that we're, guarding it like this, and we had a tip ball. It was like, mark that down. We got a tip. And I feel like it's those little adjustments that they get into halftime and it's like, all right, guys, we had 7 of these when we did this. Like, let's shift this a little bit. Let's lock in on that. I think KY is obviously a data guy, analytics guy. And so it would be really cool to actually get the details of all of those little things.
Oh, for sure. So,
Against UConn, I think I made this point after the UConn game, but he just kept clipping up Rob's like 2 feet possessions because at the beginning of the UConn game, Rob was struggling a little bit. Second half, he had like I think 4 assists or something versus 3 turnovers in the first half, and it was just all he just kept going clip that, and it was all of his turnovers or anytime he's going jumping in the air and passing or going off 1 foot and passing or taking a contested shot instead of going off 2 feet. So I think it's themes like throughout the game. Like this was our game plan to play off 2 feet. This was our game plan to send this guy baseline. This was our game plan to box out. And so it was like all these themes of what we need to do to win. And then he'll clip those up. But I agree with you guys. I think it'd be awesome to be like a fly on the wall on that coach's room and just be able to see like what they're talking about. And
yeah,
spot on, Ev.
I did. Yeah, I remember him saying like paint touches, guys, paint touches. Like I know they're tracking that because that is so important. You get guys that it's like, you track that and you track the times that you had paint possessions or paint touches and then how efficient you were after that. And I bet you it's like significantly higher if you can get a paint touch in any possession. Well, my word from the game, it started out as it was just going to be ugly because it felt just a little ugly at the beginning, which is just so Pacific. But the second half was beautiful. We started playing faster. We started getting good looks. But we talked about it right at the beginning of this. Pacific, they just muck things up. They make everything difficult. It's just always ugly. I never liked playing Pacific. It was always, whether it was at their place or at ours, which I'm so grateful we don't have to ever go back there ever again. But it always just feels like a nasty game. I was going to ask you guys, do you guys have any, what are your good and bad memories against Pacific?
Well, I think they showed it.
I think me and Nick have a bad one.
This was at the Marriott Center. It was my freshman year, Katie. You remember that? I remember
vividly.
Shoot, man, that was and that's what people. It was funny because people would always look at the WCC and be like, "Man, why isn't BYU beating these teams?" But you get a team like Pacific that just comes in and plays extremely hard, and they are in your ear and they make plays, And so obviously that memory was not a good one, but again, it's the past.
Yeah. No, they always do that. They always it feels like the teams we played were just full of a bunch of 6'6", 6'7" big guys, and then just a bunch of guards. Nice, Ev.
Thank you.
And a bunch
of kids would have loved that, Ev.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old.
No, Jalil Tripp, to your point. I mean,
Jalil Tripp
he was the man, stocky, not really a three-point shooter, but all of them offensive rebound, all of them drove hard, all of them played physical, and they would muck it up, and they kept it close always.
Yeah. I remember, Ev, it was our senior year we played there, and Jake Toulson just had one of the best performances I've seen live. It was he probably hit yeah, oh yeah, and talking like crazy. He probably hit 6 threes in the second half, and probably
which is crazy because they show on BYU TV, ESPN, they showed the clip of that 2016 loss. Only clip they show is Jake getting blocked out of bounds. of course, he tortures them 4 years later or whatever, but it's just funny.
Oh my gosh, that was the greatest thing. He had a few in a row, and then his last one was 2 dribbles in, and then almost like a Tyrese Halliburton, out to the 3 as quick as he could, chucked it up, made it, and then just jawing so much. And it was just the best feeling because I was like, man, this is the last time I'll ever play here. And I'm so happy because Jake just put us all on his back and dominated for us. That was,
I think that Kyle's point when he was like 2/3 of the crowd probably is BYU and then a third is their own fans. I think that contributes to kind of like the animosity that like the players and the staff have. It's like, you guys come into our place, bring your fans and get more cheers than we do on any other night. And we're just supposed to take that. No, thanks. I'll just go ahead and punch you in the mouth or whatever. Like it always felt like that.
Totally. Just on that note, I remember of our senior year as well, we played Pepperdine at Pepperdine, and it was their senior night. Mm-hmm. And I'm not kidding. That place is small. That place probably has
2,000 or 3,000.
Even smaller. Yeah, 3,000 maybe, 2,000.
Yeah, 3,500 maybe. And if it's 3,500, we had to have had 3,000 BYU fans. Like no exaggeration at all. It was their senior night, and we were like overpowering them with our fans. Like it was
like a chant off, and we were winning easily.
Oh, like it was
typical BYU fans, like so nice, like clapping it up when they did their senior introductions and stuff. Like so happy for them. And then as soon as the game starts, it's like BYU, BYU, and so loud. Oh, it was so great. I was like, man, this is their senior night. This is unfortunate for them. Yeah. But it was great. All right, let's move on. What would be, thinking of an underrated play of the game or underrated player of the game, something that you guys like there? I'll kick us off there. Give you guys a second to think. I think one of my favorite plays of the game, just, obviously there's a bunch of awesome plays like AJ's windmill dunk and all that. There was great plays, but the one I like to see is we've been talking so much about our bench production and just having guys be confident and shoot the basketball. And we have to have 10 to 15 to 20 points a game from the bench. We have to have it if we're going to beat really good teams. And there was in the second half, hit Tyler in the corner, and it was just like a quick release and he got fouled. And I was just like, I just love that because I'm like, that's confidence right there. He's feeling it. He gets the ball in the corner. It was just a quick release. And like, that's what we need from him is like, he needs to be, when he comes in the game, you got to have the whole opposing bench going shooter, like give him nothing. And if he can continue to, find this rhythm, that's going to be huge for us. So I was super pleased. I mean, obviously he went 4 for 4 from 3, which is phenomenal. He doesn't have to shoot 100% for us to be great. But if he can just, again, get to like that 35-40% range and just knock down 1 or 2 a game coming in off the bench and just be, knockdown shooter, that's going to help us a ton. And I thought he made steps forward tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Tej. And then obviously last game with Kostic, is he sick or something? Is that why he didn't play tonight?
Yeah, sick.
But anyways, yeah, like the bench, we've got to see more production and Tyler hitting 4 for 4, just and it's all reps, right? Like we've played. The more reps you get and the more shots you make, the more comfortable you are. So the next game you come in, you're ready.
And it's a confidence thing too. Like
absolutely.
The confidence I'm convinced is like the most important thing. Obviously you have to be able to do it, but if you're confident, like it changes your game complete 180,
100%.
And I hope he would still shoot that like 3 where he got fouled, even if he missed his first 2 or went 1 for 3 or something like that. Like you said, having confidence can make up for a lot of like lack of reps or anything like that. As long as you believe you've put in work, I'm sure in the summer and in off season stuff like that. But I hope he still shoots those, even if he is missing a couple or anything like that, just to give spacing, if anything, for AJ and Richie and Rob.
Totally. I think KY should come in and just be like, we need you to shoot 3 to 5 threes a game. Like that's your job. Come in and shoot the basketball. And that confidence, get in there, find your open shots, take good shots. KD, underrated play of the game. Let's go.
I don't even really remember when it happened, but there was this one play where like Rob might've got a kind of a quick release, like rebound type thing. And he was out on the run. It was like a 3-on-2, AJ sprinting up on the left side and Richie on the right. And what I love to see is like, one, Rob made the right play, which was really cool. And he delivered the pass to Richie for a 3, kind of a little look off thing. But what was super cool was it was AJ who sprinted down the court like as fast as he could. It was somewhat unlikely that he was ultimately going to get the ball because it was a 3-on-2. But that sprint led Richie to get the wide open shot. And that was just like that's just playing basketball the right way. And obviously that came from our 3 best players. So you'd expect that from them. But to see them do it up 30, even if he'd missed the shot, the play there was just it was awesome. It was an awesome play.
Yeah, those are things that the average eye does not see for sure. It's like
that AJ made that shot, from that
exactly.
rim run for sure.
Yeah, that comes from that. And like I would say that's a huge message to like younger basketball players, is like that's a winning play.
Yes.
And like I think AJ knows that as well, but like that's a winning play. And everyone, like there's a lot of players out there that are like, why would I run if I'm not going to get the basketball? Like that's pointless. If I know that ball is going to the corner, like I'm not going to sprint on that. But like those are winning plays. Like those are the plays tomorrow in film that show up, and coaches like, watch how hard AJ runs on this.
Yeah.
Like Richie, that is why you got that shot, is because of how hard he ran. And that's an unselfish teammate too. It's like, I'm going to get you this look just by giving effort.
Yeah, the team cares more about that than the windmill,
Oh, for sure.
He wins his teammates over with a play like that. So it was awesome.
For sure. I love that. Have you got one for us?
Yeah. When Pacific was kind of making their run back, I felt like it was like kind of a dichotomy of like 2 different styles. Like Pacific was trying to slow it down. They kept feeding the big man. He got, I think, a couple turnaround hooks and stuff like that. And then we kind of just hit the Rob Wright button, and it was like 4 plays in a row. Rob got fouled at the rim, 2 free throws, kicks out to Tyler, gets fouled on the 3, kicks out to AJ and makes a 3. And then he had that 6 spin move layup, and that kind of like bursted things back open. And so I was just really impressed with like, Coach Young recognizes like where our advantage is. It's almost always going to be, one of those 3 guys that we have.
For sure.
But Rob specifically was still on like kind of that attack mode. He just got punched in the lip a little. And so like he was still on go. And it was cool to see him just, all right, even if we're not getting anything in transition like we did with Richie or anything like that, like high ball screen, let Rob make a play. And he was making the right plays. He was either getting fouled, he was making a layup, he was dishing out for 3s. But it was just kind of all through him for a good 4-minute span there, a good quarter of the half or whatever. So it was cool to see him kind of take over per se, I guess. But it was awesome to see him make the right decisions and stuff like that. I know people have been critical of decision making, so I thought he was making all the right plays there.
No, and I think people are critical of him, but I can't tell you. I kept saying tonight how freaking good he is. Like when he makes a move, it is so quick, but then there's a counter to it every time, right? Yep. He drives, and there's always a counter to something. Like his mind is just so far ahead of everybody else. Like some of those layups he made at the end, I was like, shoot.
And I'm a Rob Wright stock owner. Like I think he can only get better. Like my only criticism of him is like decision making, and I think he can be even better. Like he'll make those little 8-foot floaters or whatever. He'll make those tough finishes that he misses. And definitely he'll find his shot, his rhythm from 3. But I only think he can go up. Like he can only make better decisions or anything like that. So I'm super in on Rob Wright.
No, I have to agree. I pulled up his stats, his season stats right now. And first off, the dude's a sophomore. Like, again, like young, Like,
give him some grace.
Yeah, like he's in a brand new system this year too, and brand new plays, brand new everything, and as a sophomore has just had, 1 year of experience under his belt. Granted, Big 12 experience, Baylor, that's, there's a lot that comes with that. But just a sophomore, and then you look at his stats this year, he's shooting 48% from the field, 45 from 3, 82 from the line, just under 6 assists, 5.9 assists.
Is that good?
This was pretty dang good. And then, to 2.4 turnovers. That's pretty dang good. Like, I think we all can get behind that. And
And he's
That
only going to get better too. Like that's like the upside. And again, stock, like he has so much upside that it's going to be exciting to see, especially when they start getting into the Big 12. That's why I'm kind of excited for their next 3-4 games so they can start figuring out lineups, but he's going to be vital. We just got to keep them all healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a third option, like quote unquote third option. I wouldn't say he's third, in the pecking order or anything like that. I'd rather say it's like a 3-headed monster and he's just one head of that snake. But I mean, that's when you're looking on paper, you see AJ and Richie or whatever, but having Rob there as well is what a privilege that is.
No, absolutely.
That like just going in scouting that is like, holy cow. We like
have fun.
Yeah, like pick your poison there a little bit,
Yeah.
Another play of the game that I loved was 2 minutes left. I can't remember what exactly happened that led to this. Maybe it was like a block or a tipped ball, but it was going out of bounds. We're up almost 40, and Hadim dives out of bounds to save the ball. I'm like, come on, like that's the stuff that you are just like, I'm behind you, dude. Let's go. Like there is absolutely zero reason to dive on the floor up 40 with 2 minutes left. Like just let the ball go out of bounds. But that dude is like, it was a full on dive. I'm like, he's the man.
Yeah,
Were you guys listening to the game at the same time? The ESPN? There was two like college high school students or something like that.
Yes, I heard those guys.
Every time somebody made a play, they'd be like, Tyler Morales, you're the GOAT. I love you, Tyler. Like all this stuff. And they did it again on that Hadim play. And shout out those guys. I mean, that's what we live for. Like those little plays and those guys that maybe get looked over or anything like that. Like that's what makes his team tick. So it was funny to listen to him, but
that hot mic was hilarious.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that was Eric? He's just
Eric and Spencer on the side in their suits.
Oh man, it's been so nice to all get our thoughts in tonight.
Jeez, yeah, man,
it's just free flowing.
Maybe we should just secretly do this. Find a way to get Eric off.
Between him and JT, man, there's not much room. How does Jerem get in there?
There's too much brain power in one room right there.
Yeah, that's
big brains doing big brain things.
Yep. All right. Well, any final thoughts here, guys, before we sign off?
No, I only have bad memories of Pacific, so I was happy with tonight. It was my scout in 2021-2022 season, and I remember just being in a cement cell, the away locker room at Pacific, just a cell, a prison cell, just in there, just hands in my head like, oh, we messed up bad. Like it was like a 20-point spread and we lost.
Oh my God.
That was frustrating. So I'm happy we won tonight. I always love seeing us beat Pacific.
There's always just a little bit of nerves going into that Pacific game. I don't know what it is, but there's just something there. But we got it done tonight. It was great. Second half, beautiful. Cougs pull it out, 36-point win. We continue to make progress. Like to see the bench play tonight. I liked how we handled their bigs, honestly, tonight. I mean, Jack, he's almost a 7-footer, and I felt like we just battled him all night, which was solid. So overall great win, great progress. I'm looking forward to Friday. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Washed Up. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate your comments, your participation, and fellas, thanks for coming on.
See you, boys.
Good to
see
see
you.
Boys. Go Cougs.